Morning. I just wanted to go over the tax announcement yesterday. So I think there's been a lot of hyperbole in the press about what it means, and I know probably a lot of people are waking up thinking, "What's next? What do we do?" It's just what a few weeks it's been. It's just been non-stop harassment. Talking about flavour bans and packaging restrictions and the disposable ban, which obviously I'm sure most people know by now I'm fully behind, but unfortunately it's come at the expense of everything else. So what does the tax mean? Well, firstly, it's important to know that it's actually got to go through consultation and it won't come into effect until October 2026. So it's quite a long way away. There's no need to panic right now. The levy on manufacturers means that the price to the customer is effectively going to double pretty much everywhere. So a £4 10ml bottle of 20 milligram is going to be around the £7-8 mark. It's more than likely. Obviously, those details need to be looked at over the course of time. If you're using a big bottle at 3 milligram, you're looking, say the average £16, you're looking at it going to over 30. So it's massive. I'm so utterly bemused by where these taxes have come from, where they've been worked out. They say that this is going to generate £500 million, but from what I can see, they've based that on somebody using one 10ml e-liquid bottle a week, which we know is generally not the case. It's usually an average of about 3. So that's, they're going to generate 3 times that amount. Where's it going? They tax cigarettes and they tax alcohol. Now, cigarettes cost our society £17 billion a year, for various reasons. The NHS, social care, people unable to work because they're ill because of smoking related illnesses. It costs us a lot. So that tax is justified. It's a killer item. It's justified. Again, alcohol, it costs the UK around 21 billion a year. So the taxes on that go towards supporting what it costs for people to consume alcohol in the UK. Vaping doesn't cost society. It's a tool for giving up something that kills 76,000 people a year in the UK. A study by Brunel University actually showed that if only half of UK adult smokers gave up smoking and started vaping, it would save the NHS £500 million a year. There's your money. It's so bizarre. I can't wrap my head around it. Vaping isn't tobacco, and they keep throwing us in with it. It's, you're made to feel like it's a dirty word. But Jeremy himself, even yesterday in the budget, in the House of Commons, he said vaping helps people to come away from smoking, to make the switch. The NHS, they all but push it as an alternative. But they won't recognise it as a smoking cessation, and that is what it is. It isn't smoking, it isn't tobacco, it's smoking cessation. But they will not acknowledge that that's what it is, because if they did, then we would only be subject to 5% VAT, as that's what smoking cessation products are subjected to in this country. We already pay 20% VAT, so we already pay 15% more than any other smoking cessation product. But lumping us in with this, tobacco, it sends the wrong message to people, and people then believe that it is tobacco, and it stops people from coming over to vaping and giving up something that is incredibly damaging. You know, half of people that smoke will die from smoking related illnesses. That's such a staggering and frightening figure. But by demonising vaping and putting it in with these, you know, with tobacco, you're telling people it's no different, and it's so wrong. You know, we can't tell people, we can't advertise our products as smoking cessation. It's absurd. It's crackers. But hey, listen, that's me ranting. I don't understand it, but I just wanted to come on and tell everybody, don't panic. We have time. There'll be consultations. You know, make sure that your voice is heard. Just be really proud of yourself. Don't let people believe that making a switch from smoking to vaping, that you're a bad person and this is a bad product. You know, that you'll hear a lot in the news that it's to protect children. Well, you know, they've banned disposables, which was the right thing to do. Well, the right thing to do was, you know, the industry to have taken responsibility for that in the first place, but they didn't. So, you know, banning them was the right thing to do. They're bringing in a licensing scheme, so only premises that have a license can sell vaping products. That's really important because that brings it back in to people that have the knowledge about these products and who want to help people, and we're able to protect children in that way, rather than what we have at the moment is them being sold here, there and everywhere with no advice, and it seems a lot of people no age checking. So those procedures were already in place to protect children, and protecting children is so important. But taking away the choice from adult smokers and ex-smokers is fundamentally wrong. The only people that are going to be hurt by these taxes are, you know, working class. That's the people, as usual. We're the people that get damaged by all the taxes, and small businesses. You know, he stood up yesterday, Jeremy, and said, you know, how much they champion businesses in this country, small businesses. Well, there are 3,500 approximately vape shops in this country. High proportion of those are small businesses. They aren't going to survive this. You know, very few will stick around. So you'll end up with vaping products just in places where people can afford to take this hit. You know, your supermarkets and places like that, where you don't get advice, you don't get to come in and start a proper non-smoking journey. And that is what we're about. It's all about helping people and keeping them away from smoking. Yeah,